Let's try this one more time again. Turn and Vav, Yom HaBikurim. This Torah, Chol HaMoed Pesach, dedicated to Likutey Moharan, my mother-in-law, Karen Shelman Bas Irving, that passed away 4 days ago. And Bezat Hashem and Neshama should have an aliyah. So we said that every person has dominion over the neshamas that are under him. We said the neshamas are like a tree. I mean, you can look at it as an upside down tree. That the ones in above is from on top, is in the trunk, and it goes down, and there's the branches, and the twigs, and the leaves, and so forth and so on. So every person is somewhere along the line of that rivulet, that stream. So the neshamas are actually coming down from, through you. I mean, the life force from HaKadosh Baruch Hu is coming through you. The neshamas are under you, and you can tell. Sometimes whose neshamas are, receive the chayes from, because they listen to what you say. Sometimes they are under you and you don't even know that these neshamas are under you. So how are you supposed to actually, lead them on the straight and narrow, and straighten them out, if you don't know how to do it and you don't know who they are? So the answer is through Esek HaTorah. Now Rabbeinu explains, we started saying, how does Esek HaTorah help you be mikar of people that you don't know what to tell them, and not only that sometimes they're not by you. So Rabbeinu says there are two types of hastara, of concealment. That the Kadosh Baruch Hu is concealed from a person. It's called, a wrap and a double wrap. A single wrap, a single hastara, is one where a person knows that a Kadosh Baruch Hu is hidden from him. The person is hidden, the HaKadosh Baruch Hu is hidden from him, but he can't find him. Now HaKadosh Baruch Hu is here, and now HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives life to everything. But it's very difficult for me to wrap my mind around the omnipresence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I don't feel HaKadosh Baruch Hu in my life. Sometimes, or most of the time, by me at least. It's, in rare times that I feel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I see HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I believe, Baruch Hashem. But to actually find him, it's difficult. But this is something that is the result, this is something which is the result of commensurately with as much as I don't do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants me to do. This is as much as HaKadosh Baruch Hu is hidden from me. It's tit for tat. It's like, we have a virus that a person does the shogeg. Inadvertent. A person's supposed to bring a korban, right? A person ate chaylev, forbidden fats. I'm showing you. Was it a korban?
What about chametz b'shogeg?
What?
If you ate chametz b'shogeg,
The same as eating chaylev b'shogeg.
Carrot?
The same, it's carrots. If
it's b'shogeg, even it's carrots.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's
no, I think it's amazing. This carrots. But shogeg you bring korban. How can a person will be chayav karas and bring a korban? Korban for what?
You know you ate hummus.
No, I'm saying it could not be kores and a korban.
When you
Well,
first
it's another-
bring chametz backside has to bring a korban?
If a person eats, I know the person eats chametz b'shogeg. I assume if it's to bring a korban, for sure chelev. Chelev is isa d'oraisa, right? And it's a b'kores. And it's so when a person eats it inadvertently, he has to bring a korban. So comes the question: why am I supposed to bring a korban on something that I didn't know? The Gemara brings a Mishnah. What is when do you bring a korban? What is a shegeg? So the Mishnah brings that like there are two types of fats in front of a person. One is fat, which is kosher. The other one is a non-kosher fats, it's chaylev. And a person doesn't know which is which, and he ate one of them, and then he finds out that he had the chaylev. It's supposed to be in a korban. Why? I thought it was shuman. I thought it was fat. You know. Why would I be chayev on doing something wrong that I didn't know that I did wrong? The answer is that when something is when a person does something and a Kadosh Baruch Hu is like is causing an avera, a person to do an avera. He doesn't choose to do an avera, and Kadosh Baruch Hu brings him to do something b'shogeg. Why did Kadosh Baruch Hu bring him to, brought it to this? You can say that Mazid, person's choice, without getting into deep amuna in Yonah, where even the Mazid, once you look back on it, is a Kadosh Baruch Hu brings it to it. So Rabbeinu said over here, of an aver bevadai, there's Kadosh Baruch Hu is hidden there. Why would a Kadosh Baruch Hu bring it about if I would do something which is asur without knowing? Why would it happen? The answer is, I live my life in order to, a self-serving kind of life. I'm self-serving my interests. I eat food which I is tasty, whatever. I do things that taking care of number one. You know what I'm saying? When I'm doing this, that causes me to forget HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm busy at looking at myself. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to remind me. It's not that I'm b'chavana going against HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm not talking about that. Quote unquote, I'm a regular dude. It's just like to sleep with a soft pillow. A nice steak. It's just like How does HaKadosh Baruch Hu wake me up? Tell me, listen, you have been straying, a little bit too much. He makes me do something asur inadvertently, without kavanah. Like a person suddenly, a person is fleischig and suddenly finds they're eating ice cream. I forgot it was fleischig. It's something that happens. Why? Because I was dedicated to my own fun, to my own pleasure. Because Baruch Hu calls me back. That's why you have to do tshuva. When you do tshuva on the shoygig, you're doing tshuva on whatever it is that you did that caused the shoygig to come your way. Because I don't know what it is that I did that caused the shoygig. So I'm making tshuva on the shoygig, and this is how I fix the cause of the shoygig. So, and Rabbeinu says when a person does an avera and he repeats it, he becomes desensitized to it. It's called over v'shana. A person does an avera and he repeats it. Na'asa keheta. You know, it's a big spritz. You know, it's like okay, I got used to it. So this is one astora. He says when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is hidden from a person in one astora, it is possible to find. It is possible to find HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but you have to work hard at it. If you work hard at it, you see, suddenly I did something I wasn't supposed to do. Suddenly I fell onto, these inyonim, and why did it happen to me? Because I am over v'shana salukeheta. I mean, I know that I keep on repeating it, and I'm saying, not a big deal, I'll let it slide. It's like various things that I do in my life. Just let it slide. That's called one astora. It's possible to find a Kodesh Baruch Hu if you work hard. When this Kodesh Baruch Hu is wrapped up in one concealment. Because at least you know that I know that things became, I've been looking at things, seeing things, and talking a certain way, doing certain things that in the beginning I knew I shouldn't do it, and it was very clear to me. But I kept on repeating it for whatever reason. It became okay. That's my level. That's my level of I watch movies, or it became like my level of. So when a person, Kodesh Baruch Hu brings like an avera b'shoygig, and a person says, "Oops, it's over v'shon asalo keheta." It happened to me. So you can find a Kodesh Baruch Hu. Rabbeinu says, however, there is a double wrapping. When the astora itself is camouflaged, is hidden. Which means I don't even know that anything is hidden from me. It's like the possibility that the Kodesh Baruch Hu is hidden from me is like not an option. And when it's like, we said that the Baal Tanya terms it says, soid and soides. A secret and a top secret. What is a secret? What is a top secret? A secret is that there's a secret, but you don't know what it is. Top secret means you don't even know that there's a secret. So if you don't even know there's a secret, how can you ever find out what it is? But Rabbeinu explains that Bevada in all the Astoras, even the Astora within Astora, the top secret, the wrapping within a wrapping, Kodesh Baruch Hu is there. In every single thing there are the letters of the Torah, because the letters of the Torah are the thing that feeds reality. A good explanation of why do we, Kodesh Baruch Hu needs the letters of the Torah to bring life to all reality, is because the Kodesh Baruch Hu is infinite. Anything which is infinite begets infinity. Kadosh Baruch Hu would create an ant, the ant would be infinite. Kadosh Baruch Hu is infinite. So you would create an ant, the ant in itself would be infinite. If the ant is infinite, how can you create a grain of wheat? The grain of wheat will also be infinite. You can't. So Kadosh Baruch Hu needs what they call a step-down mechanism, like those big semi-trailers, that when they can carry these huge, trailers. But then when the trailers are not hitched up, they're driving by themselves. How come they're not flying? I mean, they have motors that are so strong. I mean, they should be traveling as fast as a jet plane. There's so much power that their motors have. But the thing is that their motors, when they're unhitched, have a special step-down mechanism that steps down, the power of the motor and limits it to just, whatever speed that, the head of the truck needs to go. Otherwise, it would just fly. Because Baruch Hu has that kind, as it were, this kind of step-down mechanism, which are the letters of the Torah. The letters of the Torah, each letter of the Torah is a step-down mechanism that the Koyach HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the life force from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, enters, and the letter is defining and constricting and concentrates and brings down the Koyach HaKadosh Baruch Hu into the Bria. So that's why we say that everything in the Bria has letters in it. Remember the famous Moshe of Rabbeinu with the Moshe, it's a ma'aseh with the lechem, with the bread, where Rabbeinu says that the taste of everything in the world and is from the letters that are there. He said you have to be an incredible tzaddik, just to enjoy the taste, when you eat a bread or whatever it is, just to eat, get enjoyment from the letters, not from the physicality of the bread. So the Rebbeinu says that even a person who's a really, really great person, it knows everything there is to know about which letters are involved in which tastes, which spheres are involved. And Reb Nosson writes that you have to be a huge Adam Godel Me'oid, and Bokir, an entire Kabbalah, know it by heart, like everything's in front of you, to know, which letters are responsible. It still doesn't mean that you are actually enjoying the taste that you're enjoying comes from the letters. You know which letters. You're enjoying the gashmis of the bread or the meat or whatever. So everything that a cat has the letters there, and this cat has this letters, and this dog has this letters, and this table has this letters. The light of that's shown during the 7 days of creation, or Maaseh Bereshis, was a light that says a person can see from the end of the world to the end of the world. Now, what does it mean? You're standing here and you see in Guatemala. What does it mean? It means, of course you can see Guatemala, but more than that, you can see all the way up to Oilam Atzilus. What does it mean? It's not that you can see far. You can see everything at once. When you look in the light of Maaseh Bereshis, means when you're looking at the table, when you're looking at the Sfarim, you're looking at the cup and the bottle, whatever. With the light of Maaseh Bereshis, you don't see a bottle anymore. You see a bottle in letters of the name of Kadosh Baruch Hu forming a bottle, forming the water, forming the sefer. In other words, you see a Kadosh Baruch Hu in everything, how he is constricted into the form of Olam Hazeh. Everything is open. You see the godliness, all the way through to the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu created it. So there are letters, therefore, we understand, every single thing in the world has the letters from the Torah. Rabbeinu says even, machshava has the letters from the Torah. The dibur has a letter from the Torah. The maisa has a letter from the Torah, not just physical objects. So Rabbeinu says that even a machshava, dibur, maisa, which is not the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants it, also, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there as well. The letters of the Torah are there as well. Because without the letters of the Torah, without the life force of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it cannot exist. In order to exist, even though HaKadosh Baruch Hu explicitly does not want it, HaKadosh Baruch Hu has to be there. But it has to be completely hidden. The letters of the Torah has to be completely hidden in those places which are, Rabbeinu says in Torah Beis Chalek Beis, called Mekoimus and Metunofim, the filthy places, where the Ratzon Hashem, the will of Hashem, the letters of the Torah, are concealed in such a concealment that you cannot possibly see them. The concealment is the metzias of the reality of the Sitra Achra, of the other side, of the defilement of the Tumah. And it's like a double-edged sword. The life force that the Tumah, the defilement, gets from the Kedusha is through the Astara. Because if the Astara was to be, undone, they would disappear. It's like a child, lying in his bed and the light is off. And there's a light from the street, like the moon or a light post, there's a coat hanging on the wall. And the child, sees a monster, on the wall. Or monsters under the bed or whatever it is. What happens, it's like, you cannot convince the child that there's no monster there. There's one way to convince the child, that there's no monster. How you do it? No,
Turn on the light.
Turn on the light. When you turn on the light, monsters die in daylight. You turn on the light, all the demons disappear. So the Astara, and the Astara Shabitoch Astara means that that's klipos, that's husks, that's defilement. A defilement within a defilement. The deepest levels of defilement is Astara Shabitoch Astara. But we said that everything, even the machshava dibur maisa of an aveira, a thought, a speech, and a deed of a sin, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there, Hashem is there, the Torah is there. And now it says, Ovar Vishono, that when a person does an aveira and repeats it, Nasalo Kehetes is and what he does is he takes the dibur of Kadosh Baruch Hu. He says, "Don't do that. Don't eat that. Don't think that. Whatever it is." He switches over the living words of Hashem, and he makes different kind of combinations of letters. Because the letters of the Torah, in their root, is pure spirituality. And a person, when he does something that's against the Torah, he switches the order, the combination of the letters, and then it becomes, instead of the Isra Torah says don't eat this, or don't look at this, or don't do that, it becomes, you make a different kind of tziruf. And not only that it makes a different kind of tziruf, when says Torah Daled, it imprints, an avera imprints itself on a person's essence. Like if a person chas v'chalila kills someone, he becomes a killer. He's not the same person as before. That just happened to kill somebody, no big deal. That's not. If a person steals, at every time that he steals, his mahus, his essence, becomes that of a thief. It means that his entire mahus, a person took the combinations of the order, the tzivui, the commandment of the Torah, rearranged the original combination, now it becomes a different combination. It was a tumadik, it was a defiled combination. And then it's become his mahus. Then it becomes Isur becomes a heta. Yeah, sure, no problem. I'm a good person. What do you want? I believe everything is okay. You know? Oh, woe to those who say that good is bad and bad is good. Because through the Averis, they switch that which is bad to seem good, and that which seems, that was good to seem bad. You have to join the army, leave the yeshivas, perversion is fine, it's 100%. If you're against it, you're, who knows what, you're a Nazi, I don't know, it's just like inhuman. So it is found, shafiru betuch Averis, even in the sins. And in there is the life force of the Creator. In other words, the letters of the Torah. As we said, the letters of the Torah are the valves, that constrict the infinite power, Kodesh Baruch Hu, into a very measured, glimpses of energy, of mass that create all reality. Even the Averis, this Chis Hashem Yisborach, and that was the letters of the Torah. But this is concealed. This is hidden. The Hain, meaning, because of the Averis, a person has switched the combinations of the Torah until it became from Isser, it became Heta. Hey, what do you mean? Supposed to rest on Shabbos, I'm supposed to drive to the beach. What are you talking about? How else am I supposed to enjoy my Shabbos? How am I supposed to rest? Or whatever. As we said before, over Vishon on Asala Keheta, a person sinned and repeated it, it became like something which is totally allowed. This is one concealment. When the Kodesh Baruch Hu is hidden from you in one concealment, it became something which is motor. It's also very, very difficult to find him. Because the person's essence has changed. You know what I'm saying? You have to change what you are to, bring back, do a rewind. It's like heter. But in Kol Zeh, it is possible to work hard and find because you know that it was originally forbidden, and you made it into something which is mutter. But still, you can see, return it into your heart. You can reflect on it, and you'll find out, and you see that I fell and became a head to something which is mutter to me, and a person will ask and will dig and will try and will work hard until finally he will get out of it, because he knows it becomes that. But there is another story, as we said before. There's a double rap. That the story itself is nista. That person doesn't even know Kodesh Baruch Hu is in the family. In other words, he doesn't even know that by him an Isser is a heter. We spoke about it last week. The fact that somebody secular, that he knows that the religious people say they have to keep Shabbos, he doesn't know that you have to keep Shabbos. He knows that the religious people say that you have to keep Shabbos. He doesn't know that you have to keep Shabbos. That they say that. The Bechal doesn't know. Everything becomes a mishugog. He doesn't even know from any shmidj. Everything's straight. What's the problem? What's the big deal? But the truth is, even the stars of Torah, in the wrapping, within the wrapping, Gam Sham Eluba Shisham Yisborach. Kodesh Baruch Hu is there as well. Not just the letters of the Torah. Without Hashem, nothing can exist. But the Averis were compounded so many times until that the words of Kodesh Baruch Hu were totally flipped over, until from the wisdom of the Torah, when Torah says don't do something, which is wisdom distillate. This is distilled wisdom. when a person behaves according to the Torah, his eyes are opened and he can see HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in this world, everything in this world is shouting the Kavod Hashem. A person can find himself in a situation that he totally doesn't know which way to go. I don't know what to do. I mean, I see these options. I don't see any option. How I'm supposed to fix my relationship, how I'm supposed to get out of whatever situation I'm in. That comes because a person gets stuck in the way that he sees things. I changed my very being, my very essence with my deeds, with the opinions that I have adopted, with the thoughts that I thought, with the speech, with the words that I use. With all my, I change who I am, which means I am seeing things in a very specific way. And when I look at the situation where I am now, I don't see a way out. Because a person can only, one of the wondrous things in the creation, in the Bria, is I can only see things from my own point of view. I mean, I can consider that other people have a different point of view, but I see things, I'm not even talking about opinions. A person is in a situation where he borrowed all of money and suddenly he's stuck. There's no way out. He needs somebody else to help him. He said, listen, there are ways to deal with this. And this is how you do it. Depending how deep a person went into that particular situation. Sometimes it is too deep that the person has to decline bankruptcy. Sometimes it's less. You say, something take a consolidation loan, pay everybody, and just pay that. Sometimes it's just a matter of conduct, just learn, work with somebody, whatever. Depending on which state, how deep a person is into whatever. It's the same thing with ruchnius. In everything. And when you get stuck is the same thing as a vera b'shogeg. When I get stuck, it's a HaKadosh Baruch Hu sending me a message. It's saying, you sank too deep. Because the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the way the HaKadosh Baruch Hu deals with a person is very reminiscent of, the GPS, the Waze, whatever this application that there is. It tells you the next, and 300 meters at the roundabout, take the third exit. Okay? What happens if you don't take the third exit? You continue going, recalculating the route. It's like recalculating the route. It will still lead you to where you want to go. But now it's just going to take longer. You have to go through more turns, more distance, more whatever it is in order to get. Had you listened to the instructions to begin with, you would have gotten the shortest way possible to where you needed to go. The same thing applies to everything in our life. Relationship, financial, emotional, whatever it is. Sometimes, especially obviously, ruchnius. A person you don't want to listen to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Recalculating the route. A person will get to where he needs to get. You just have to go through more things. Sometimes la aleinu, la alechem, a person doesn't want to do it in this Gilgul, no problem. There's another Gilgul. Person has to do it again. But himself, ki lo yidach mimino nidach. Nothing, no one will get lost on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's why he says, Rabbeinu says, you have to be megala the Astoros. You have to reveal the Astoros, the hidings, the wrappings. And how do you do it? By injecting longevity, harichas yomim, into the malchus, into the kingdom, into the authority. Shu b'chinas das. We said before, das, knowledge, sense, seichel, that in itself, the das itself is the life force. So when a person is zoichetu, a person merits life, and ruchas yomim through das ketera, that's because he's zoichetu das and seichel. He gets life. That's life itself. Das, but when a person possesses this das, you'll be able to know that even though you don't see anything, even though a situation looks that's opposite of what I want, what the Kodesh Baruch Hu would want, it cannot be that's what's in Hashem. Even in the Astora, Shebetoch Astora, in the wrapping within the wrapping, Kodesh Baruch Hu is hidden there. A person can behave in the proper manner, and other people that are with him, or his partners, whatever it is, they behave in a manner which the hepech of what is right. And it looks like, Lama derech rishoyim tzalecha. Why are the wicked succeeding in this world? Why things are going their way, blah, 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 whatever it is. But that's a fiction. When a person has a real das, when he learns certain has a real das, he will understand that even by Astor, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is right there with him. He will know HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the Torah. And since when a person knows that even inside the Astoros, inside the hiding, inside the covering, inside this anonymity of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is still there, that in itself reveals HaKadosh Baruch Hu to him. When a person is in the middle of quote-unquote living his life, the wife and the children and this and that and kacha v'kacha v'kacha v'kacha. A person can get so busy with the nitty-gritty of life that he loses the perspective of where he came from and what did he do during his lifetime that brought him to where he is. The person can see, my parents always argued. And then my father said something to me when I was 3 years old. And he meant one thing, and I was just 3 years old. 3-year-old interpret things completely out of the blue. And I was totally felt like I'm unloved and unwanted and whatever. And then I went through school and whatever it is, and I was picked out, I was bullied by kids, or this and that. And then I went through this, and I went through that. I took a life. And I saw that all my life, all my talents, whatever it is that I chose to do, was the opposite of what it is that my talents were. Like everything. I was like the biggest loser that there is in anything that I did. And then you take when you have a das, a meeting, and the Kodesh Baruch Hu is there. Even by Astor B'toch Astora, you take a look backwards at your childhood, at the way that you interpreted people talking to you. It was all 100% vital to be where you are today. You could have been, let's say, a millionaire, so what? You know, when people go to Goyish cemetery, they have these mausoleums, right? They have these little houses like lahavdol fachavdol, like tzaddikim have. They build have this little house with all kinds of statues of. They're going in their cemeteries. They have these little butkis made of marble, you know, with statues, with all kinds of. This one is crying, a statue of a crying woman and a crying man. Have you seen those?
Not the statue.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have whatever it is. You know, that person was so rich and built himself a mausoleum that you cannot believe what it was. I've never seen anybody pass by a mausoleum and says, "Wow, some guys really know how to live." I've never seen it. I've never seen that. Look at this. Look at what a mausoleum you have. This guy, he's really with it. I've never seen that. So you are a billionaire. Yuppie-doo. What are you going to do with it? Make yourself a coffin of gold. What the? Maz. We are, Baruch Hashem, right now in Pesach. Pesach is, you know, as we said last week, Pesach is the two ways, it combines the two ways of serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The way of serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu when you have no das, and the way of serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu when you do have das. When you don't have das, you run. Am Yisrael was in Mitzrayim. There was no Torah. They had to run out of Mitzrayim. They would have stayed any longer. No, wait. Let me sleep this over. I want to think it over. Go out of Mitzrayim. You know, there's a desert. Let us think it over. They would have never gotten out of Mitzrayim. But they had to do that, to wear this, they had to, you know, whatever it is, and put the staffs in their hands, you know, wearing the chagor, the whole thing, you know, take them out, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Come on, let's go. Going out of Mitzrayim. Where are we going? It doesn't matter, out. Because when you're running away from fire, you run, you don't think, you run. But once you have a das, now you think, look at my life. Look at what I did. Look at what am I doing? What am I doing? What's going on with me? The best way to do it, of course, is through his Beidudas. You sit there with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and you talk. What do I do if I sit there before HaKadosh Baruch Hu and I'm bored out of my mind? What should I tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Oh, he knows that already. Yeah, but this is not important. I don't know if you ever went through these kind of like, what am I going to do? I'm in this world's life, and suddenly I'm supposed to put everything aside and get into talking to Kodesh Baruch Hu. It's basically stepping out of this world. That's what it is.
You have the same things to talk about.
What?
It's usually the same things to talk about.
Right. And you feel like, okay, I already said it already, right? I mean, what am I, repeating myself? Kodesh Baruch Hu never gets tired if you're repeating it yourself. Don't worry about it. But the point is that Reb Dalia Koenig, how do you speak to Kodesh Baruch Hu? How do you start? He says, you tell Kodesh Baruch Hu whatever it is on your mind at this point. I was hurt by something. I did something that I really don't like. Or I don't feel well physically. Or I don't know where to go. Or I have headaches. Or whatever it might be. This is what you tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then you tell him something else, of whatever it is in your mind that moment. And you put one together and another one together and another one. You don't have to write yourself a list. If you want, you can. You don't have to write yourself a list. You just keep on talking to Kadosh Baruch Hu. And you ask Kadosh Baruch Hu to give you the seichel. And you keep on at it. Because sometimes you can't even keep on at it. You can do it maybe for 2-3 minutes. And then you fall off. That's okay. That's good. You say, Rabbeinu wants us to do for an hour straight. At least. Fine. If you can, b'vakasha. Whatever you can. So you do half an hour. Or you can't do half an hour, only 50. You do 15 minutes. I can't do 15 minutes. Do 10 minutes. I can't do 10 minutes. Do 5 minutes. I can't do 5 minutes. Do 2 minutes. I can't do 1 minute. I can't do a minute. Do 30 seconds. Sometimes I can't even open up my mouth at all. So think. In your mind, you can talk to Kadosh Baruch Hu also. When it says Sefer Hamidus. Sometimes even in your mind, you can call Kadosh Baruch Hu. So you shut your mind.
And Sefer Hamidus says what? You can talk to him.
That through a nova, a person can speak to Kadosh Baruch Hu also in machshava. It's not obviously. The best thing is to talk it out. That creates mitzias. But you can sometimes you get in a situation that, let's say, a person lies in bed in the morning, and he doesn't even want to get up, and he knows if he's going to ask Kadosh Baruch Hu to get up, he'll get up. I don't want to get up. I don't know if you know if anything like this ever happened to you.
What?
I don't know if anything like this ever happened to you. That you were in bed in the morning, and you know you have to get up, but you don't want to get up.
You're tired.
You're tired, whatever it is. Life suddenly, you're like, oh, get up to this day. I don't want to get it. Just let's start with tomorrow. Today is not a day. It's like, It's like, especially when a person wakes up and says like, that, to wake up to that day? No way. I'm sitting for another half an hour. Easy. Yeah, we're going to miss a minyan. Well, well, what? Well, and you know that if you will ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, help me get up to get to the minyan, you will get up and go to the minyan. You will. But you don't really want to. So what do? When you can't even want. Oh, it's like ground zero. It's like not only that I don't want, I can't even want to want. I can keep my mind blank towards the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Like it's me and the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Kadosh Baruch Hu knows what I can. He knows what I can't. He knows what my kavanah is, because even when I keep my mind blank, I don't even want anything except that I'm looking towards the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Not wanting to get up, not wanting to move, not wanting to do anything that I'm supposed to do. I'm just looking towards the Kadosh Baruch Hu and wishing that I wished to wish to want. Kadosh Baruch Hu is there with you. Especially when a person gets into a matzah that he's in emotional pain and he's stuck. This is his only answer. It's the only way out. Sometimes things get so messed up and things get so crazy that I absolutely don't know what it is that I'm supposed to, and it's like, it's like there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide from the pain, from the confusion, from whatever it is. The only answer there is to go, close yourself in a room and speak to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Force yourself to sit there and speak to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Whether you manage to say, you don't manage to say anything, you manage to say whatever it is, and speak to the Kadosh Baruch Hu and beg him, and some soft will open. Because at the end, B'dat Hashem, of the hour of his B'edidus, 99.99% chance is that you will get out of there and your world will be completely changed. Nothing will change, and everything has changed. Suddenly you see the Kadosh Baruch Hu from a different perspective. Kadosh Baruch Hu opened up your eyes. He opened up the stars that you were before. The pain that I'm in is a star. The confusion that I'm in is a star. In Pesach, the Indian is don't think too much. Don't think. Just go. Just do it. Seder, do the Seder. Singing, if you can, do the singing. Whatever it is, just do and go on and be besimcha. That's all. Then, after Shvi Shel Pesach, after Yom Tov, after Shem, we can eat chometz, which means you can think, you have das, you can contemplate. Avada, this is a tachlis. You do the Shem, with the das, with the Shem. And so, as I said before in the beginning, my mother-in-law passed away. And this year is dedicated to her. Elias Neshama, Carolin, Selma, that's Irving, I think it's Avram. I'm not sure what is Irving in Hebrew. Maybe this is what it is. But anyhow, the Neshama Zahum Aliyah, Baruch Hashem, she was able to pass away on Erev Yom Tov, and to be buried in Erev Yom Tov, so there was no Shiva, which means that it's a big schus for the neshama, because the Dina Avelos are, of mourning, is because is commiserating with the tsar of the neshama. The first 3 days of the Shiva is the most difficult for the neshama. Then 7 days after Gosford is easier. Then till Shloshim it's easier, and so forth and so on. So somebody who passes away, let's say, before Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah means that Mamash Rosh Hashanah takes away, the Yom Tov takes away the Shiva. Then Yom Kippur takes away the Shloshim. That means that Neshama got the Tikkunim already, Baruch Hashem, her Neshama was there was no need for Shiva, so it's a big thing, Baruch Hashem. To have 16 grandchildren, 16 Hashem et mitzvahs, and Davar Godel Marid, Yat Hashem. Pesach, B'Nisan Nigolu, B'Nisan Yosin Nigal, B'Zat Hashem. B'Sov B'Koach Rabbeinu HaKadosh, B'Zochet Kriyas Yamsuf. This is B'Kiyas Mei Adas. Also in Israel, B'Zat Hashem, will have a Mapala, B'Zat Hashem, on Shvi Shel Pesach, B'Zat Hashem. They give us a Mapala and Simchas Torah. Kadosh Baruch Hu will make a schok and simcha. B'Zat Hashem, B'Zat Hashem, Kriyas Yamsuf, different day of Shavuos, B'Zat Hashem. Mei Adas, B'Zat Hashem. B'Zat Hashem, V'ich B'Sheh Sitkenu, V'hei Amen, Amen.